Just when I thought I've seen it all as a landlord, real estate investor, whatever you want to call me, we actually get this at a property in Canada. You know, maybe you expect this from the States, but we actually get this in a property in Canada, in my city. And yeah, we have some interesting stuff going on right now. There was a bit of pew pew at the properties. You know, you don't want to say it too much on YouTube in case they try to demonetize me or something like that. But it actually happened. And what happened was, it's the 17 unit building, okay? I have videos about that on this channel. And we have, while we're turning it over, Airbnbs. And people might say to me like, well, why didn't you screen your tenants, this and that? Well, one, I don't do that anymore. I'm not much of a landlord, I'm more of an investor. So I put a manager in charge of this. Now, how come the manager didn't pick up on this? And what they are doing is booking our Airbnbs, but not using the person that's going to cause the trouble. So for example, it might be a drug dealer, but then they get the girlfriend to book it. So you think everything's good, reviews are great, and then trouble shows up at the Airbnb. And a lot of people were messaging me telling me that Airbnb is supposed to be covering up these sort of things. So we will see what kind of claim we get. But this idiot shows up, and I don't know if he was watching my YouTube channel, but he decides to shoot my TV.
So this is the bullet hole right here. You can see it went right through the TV, right through there, and then right into the concrete wall. And then we found the bullet right around here. The police actually took it, so they have that for evidence. But yeah, crazy stuff that goes on in Airbnbs behind closed doors.
So thank goodness there were cement walls. You guys have seen me renovate these buildings before, and you know they're just kind of like shells. Thank goodness. What if the bullet went through and hit another tenant? That's just a good tenant. That would be mind-blowing. And what if the bullet actually would have went through and, God forbid, hit some other person and, you know, God forbid, actually they died? It would be like, obviously, a massive tragedy. So we're very lucky that that didn't happen, not just for the real estate, but just for human life factor. Thank goodness. But then what does this Yahoo decide to go do? Goes outside and decides to shoot. I don't know what he was trying to shoot at. Maybe there was a person involved, but he hits a truck. And then the truck has another bullet hole in it as well too.
So the second set of shots was right about here. They fired about 3 or 4 shots and then hit one of the tenant's trucks. Put a bullet hole in the side. He's not here right now, unfortunately, but he's got a nice big bullet hole in the side of his truck.
And the truck was another person that was just staying at Airbnb. Can you imagine you're just booking an Airbnb? Oh, they don't know it's me, but like, oh, I'm at Jeff Weibel's Airbnb, and boom, my truck gets shot at. So guess what? They call and cry to Airbnb, of course, and Airbnb is going to pay them out. And we're actually still getting paid for that person to stay. Airbnb is just swiping the Airbnb credit card for this bad publicity that is happening, because what are you supposed to do? You go through their process, you know, you approve the person, and then these people invite over bad people. I guess it's not Airbnb's fault either, but it just happens, and I can't believe it. And then there was knives on the ground in the bathroom. We're not sure what was going on there, but there was obviously some kind of a potential domestic or something, or drug dealing gone wrong or something. Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that happened. You get, the more and more units you have, I have over 150 units, something's bad is going on at the units every day. So this was this week's scenario. The police were there, the K9 were looking up and down, looking for extra bullets in the grass. We have a bit of footage of the guy. We're not sure if he'll ever be captured. We don't really care. We just want to make sure our guests are good. But it's definitely a new one for me to actually have bullet holes at a property. We've had a murderer hide in a building before, but didn't murder somebody in the building. He just hid there and the police took him down. He murdered somebody in a different city and then came to my city and hid in the property. So I had to coordinate with the police on one time. So I've definitely been seeing a lot as an investor. But if I could give you guys a little bit of advice, stuff happens in real estate and it's way beyond your control. Like, how am I supposed to control idiots doing this? You just got to adapt from there and carry on. So will I be buying more buildings? Of course I will. Will more problems come? Yes. It could be roof leaks. It could be boilers breaking down. It could be shootings. God forbid, fires. And we just have to have all the precautions that we have as investors, as landlords, like insurance, and make sure the safety of your other tenants are taken care of. And hopefully this never happens again. And the reason why we had to do a bit of Airbnb, just because we're turning over the building and it's hard to put a long-term tenant in there right away, as the rest of the building isn't up to par yet. So we've been doing Airbnb in the short term, just waiting, buying time, making a little bit of money before we can just put in long-term tenants. But that's not to say a long-term tenant just can't do something dumb one day as well too. So it's an interesting game we're all in. And I'd like to know, what do you guys think? It's crazy that it actually happened in Canada here. And it's, weirdly, it didn't even hit the news. And I called a lot of cop buddies and they're like, yeah, you'd be surprised. There's lots of shootings and never gets reported. So I guess that's it. C'est la vie, such is life. And keep on investing, guys. And if you got any questions, you would have seen this already on Instagram. I posted this on Instagram. So get over and follow me at Jeff Weibel on Instagram. And we will see you guys in my next disaster real estate story video. Okay, effective immediately, all Foundation Capital employees will wear the standard issue body armor to any property that they're attending. This will stop 9mm, but not 7.62. So stop by so you don't die.